Hey, it's Jed, and in this video we're going to dive into an important but a very little talked about parenting win. And the win is this. It's something that we all know, so it's not going to be this big light bulb aha moment. But it is going to be a good reminder, probably of something that we know, but as parents we don't do. And so this first parenting win that we're going to dive into is that of self-care. It's taking care of ourselves so that we can do a better job caring for our kids. So the big idea is this. You and I, we can't impart to others something that we don't possess ourselves. So we can't help our kids be calm, cool, collected, and focused when we're scatterbrained and just rushing around and caught up in the hustle and bustle of life. In fact, I wrote this principle like this. Self-care isn't selfish. To successfully lead others, including our kids at home, you and I, we must put on our oxygen masks first. Now, probably you've heard this metaphor before. If you've flown anywhere, then it's a pretty common one. In fact, they ask you to do this every time you fly. They say, if the plane ever loses cabin pressure, the oxygen mask is going to drop down. And of course, you and I are told to put on our oxygen mask before we help the person sitting next to us, even if it's our kids. Because the big idea is, man, if we pass out in the middle of trying to help our kids put on their oxygen mask, we're really not helping anyone. All right, so how do we do this? If you're a busy parent like me, it's so easy to get caught up in the whirlwind of life, and you're sucked in before you know it. So here's some great parenting advice, and it comes from this book by Admiral William H. McRaven. His book title is this, Make Your Bed, Little Things That Can Change Your Life and maybe even the world. All right, so some more advice that isn't like this huge, gigantic aha moment. I'm sure you've heard Make Your Bed before. So why is this book on the bestsellers list? Well, here's what I think. It's not the advice, make your bed, like we've all been told that from the time we were a child, right? Instead, it's this idea of starting each day with a quick win, with something that sets us up for excellence. So you might follow Admiral McRaven's advice and start the day by making your bed. That could be your quick win, that way of taking care of you so that you can care for your kiddos. It might be something like doing a devotional or Bible study. Recently, I got together with a group of friends and I asked, man, in these crazy and chaotic times, how do you manage your stress? I mean, the news is filled with crazy and chaotic stories. You've probably seen them. I know I see them far too often. I'll give you just a few examples. The other day, I read a story about this sweet little old lady who was at the dog park and saw a gentleman without a mask, those face masks. And so what'd she do? Well, she walked over to him, pulled out her can of pepper spray, and bam, right in the face. The sweet little old lady. Who knew, right? That's crazy. And she's not the only one. A couple days later, I read another story about a Ralph's employee. She asked an older gentleman to put his mask on. And so what did he do? Well, he waited for her to walk away, then kind of snuck up behind her with his shopping cart, and bam, right in the back of the legs. And so what'd the employee do? Well, you guessed it. She reached into her pocket, whipped out her can of pepper spray, and bam, right in the face, right back. It's crazy. So where's this come from? Well, here's what I think. For years, I taught a general psychology class, and there was something called the diathesis stress model of mental illness. And it goes like this. You and I, we all have a diathesis, or genetic propensity for mental illness. We're simply born with it. It's in our genes. So some of us, we've got genes that are more prone to depression. For others, it's anxiety. For others, it's schizophrenia. It's hearing and seeing things that aren't really there. Now, all of us also have a different stress tolerance level. Some of us have the lucky genes. It means we can handle a whole lot of stress before these signs and symptoms kick in. Some of us got the unlucky genes, which means our stress tolerance, it's like this. It doesn't take very much to set us off. And so I think that's what's happening in our world today. All you have to do today is say words like COVID, mask, election, Donald Trump, Joe Biden. Can you feel strong emotions? I don't even have to tell you what I think. I don't have to insert my opinion into the conversation. Like, these are heated words, heated topics. Add into it words like Black Lives Matter, All Lives Matter. Can you feel your stress level go up? I think because there's so much emotion going on in our world right now, people are just living on edge, which means self-care is all that much more important. So maybe your self-care is as simple as making your bed in the morning. Maybe it's like my friends and I, and it's diving into a devotion or Bible study first thing in the morning. Maybe it's journaling, prayer, or here's one of my favorite. It's simply to take a deep breath and sip your coffee more slowly. Now, I love this one because I love coffee, right? After all, this blog used to be called Coffee Shop Conversations for years and years. But here's the thing. There are mornings when I wake up and just dive into the hustle and bustle of life. So quick, I don't even taste my coffee. Coffee is something I enjoy, but because I get caught up in the whirlwind of life, I wouldn't even know that I downed that whole glass. Now, when I'm at my best, I take time to slow down. I take time to take a deep breath, sip my coffee more slowly, and really enjoy the moment. Now, because I do this, I can be a better dad and a better husband. So the whole goal is to start by taking care of ourselves so that we can take care of those who need us most. So self-care isn't selfish. To successfully lead others, you must put on your oxygen mask first, and that is the first parenting win. Alright guys, thanks for watching this video. If you enjoyed it, be sure to hit the subscribe button below, subscribe to the YouTube channel, and I look forward to seeing you in the next video.